Welcome to the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite provides you with all the resources you need to become a successful author. You can learn more about Authors Unite and join the free community at authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner, and today I have Angel Prater with us. She is a brand ambassador for Express and a kickboxing trainer. So welcome to the show, Angel.
Hello. Nice to be here.
Thanks for joining us. We'll dive in. The first question that I have for you today is, what's the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
So I'm actually reading a book right now, I'll talk about later, that talks about fear of the unknown. And 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to go to Oman, which is a country in the Middle East for anyone who's not familiar with it. And my family and friends and everything were very afraid for me and doubted me going there. And I just kind of have always believed that I want to create my own reality and I don't want to be afraid of something based on what I've seen on TV or anything like that. So I went there, spent a week doing some video projects and things, and I pretty much met people with the most kind hearts, and it was just an amazing experience. And so that pretty much just showed me how open I want my mind to be and my heart to be to the world and everyone around me. So I just feel like you kind of have to dig deeper into things and not be afraid if you don't know per se about a certain region of the world or a certain type of person. So it just showed me to be very open-minded with everything.
And what's the most valuable piece of information that we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
So I work a lot with graphic design, and I hope to use that in the fashion industry. Pretty much I've always been in art school and things like that. So with creativity, it's just it's not all fun. It takes a lot of skills and learning and really have to work hard to get to where you want to be. So a lot of people think the creative industry, you kind of just, it's fun and you get to do a lot of cool things, and you do, but you kind of have to work a little bit harder to get to that end career or job that you want to get to.
And what's your best piece of overall business advice?
I would say always have a positive attitude, whether you're speaking with someone or just working in a job or internship or anything like that, because you never know who's around you. When you're speaking, someone could be listening. And also just if you put a positive attitude into your work, then that'll end up benefiting you a lot more in the end.
And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
I would definitely say the best plan is to not have a plan. I spent a lot of time in my life stressing, trying to figure out every single step along the way for the next, pretty much my entire life. And I've recently learned that there's already a plan set out for you. And sometimes you just have to learn to let go of control a little bit and just let things play out how they're going to.
I like that. A little more free flow. I like it. And in your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
That's definitely probably the hardest question I think anyone could ever ask. I think probably just being grateful for everything, whether it's good or bad, and really just taking, especially the bad things, realizing that they're happening to you for a reason and trying to find the good in them, whether it's now or later down the road. Just truly being grateful for even the world around you and actually experiencing it and enjoying it while you're here.
And back to the book. So you were mentioning that earlier. What's the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
So I'm actually almost done reading a book right now. It's called You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. Probably the best thing that I learned from that is that excuses are just a perceived reality, that no matter what, if you want something bad enough, then anything is in your power, and excuses are just pretty much things you create to stop yourself from reaching those goals. So if you get rid of those, then the possibilities are endless.
And what's your favorite quote and why?
My favorite quote is, everything happens for a reason. I actually have it tattooed on my back. It's pretty much been the only thing that I could tell myself throughout my entire life to get me through all of the hard times, to help myself realize that right now it might seem awful, but later down the road I'll realize that it either made me a stronger person or it led me to a better opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on, Angel. The last question I have before we let you go is, where's the best place for people to find you online?
They can actually go to my website. It's www.angelprater.com.
Nice. You got the name domain. Very cool. Thanks again for coming on, and we hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.